Om Ajnana Timandasya Jananjana Shanakya Chakshurmritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manopistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupagadamyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shigo Shiyuda Padakamalam Shigum Vaishnavam Shah Shri Upam Jagajatam Saganaraganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Pajanasaitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Saganalita Shri Vishakam Vitam Shah Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gauraki Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhana Sutadevi Pranamama Haripriye Vanka Kalptabhisha Kripa Snabhavisha Patanam Pavanabhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namah Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavanam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Te Namine Namaste Sarasvata Devi Gauravani Pacharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paskachai Desatarana Srila Prabhupada Ki. Today is a very auspicious day of the Govardhana Puja, the day we remember that Krishna has lifted Govardhana. And I will start with reading the verse describing Krishna lifting Govardhana from the Srimad Bhagavatam. The chapter is entitled Lord Krishna Lifts Govardhana Hill, text 19. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Maharaj, if you allow me to, we would like to ask about language, who understand the King's translation. So, who understands English, please raise your hand. Okay. Olga, you got English? Yes. So, can somebody translate for Olga?
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Maharaj.
Ityuktvakena hastena Kitva Govardhana Chalam Tadara Dilaya Vishnus Shatrakam Ivabalaka. Translation. Having said this, Lord Krishna, who is Vishnu himself, picked up Govardhana hill with one hand and held it aloft just as easily as a child holds up a mushroom. I repeat it again. Having said this, Lord Krishna, who is Vishnu himself, picked up Govardhana hill with one hand and held it aloft just as easily as a child holds up a mushroom. So Krishna picked up Govardhana hill with one hand. Which hand? The left one. Yeah. That purport by the disciples of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. It is confirmed in the Harivamsa that Sri Krishna picked up the Govardhana mountain with his left hand. So there it is confirmed in the Harivamsa, not in the Bhagavatam. Krishna left it with his left hand. Sadrita Sangato Meger Giri Sapyena Panina. With his left hand, he picked up that mountain, which was touching the clouds. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, when Lord Krishna was preparing to lift Govardhana hill, a partial expansion of his Yoga Maya potency named Samharika temporarily removed all the rain from the sky, so that as he ran very swiftly from the porch of his house to the mountain, neither his turban nor other garments became wet. So Krishna, before picking up the mountain, he left home and went to Govardhana, and not a single drop of rain touched his body. Interesting. So this is the point where Lord Krishna picks up the hill. This morning, in the morning class, we spoke about what happened before. And I will first give a summary, and after that, we will hear what's happening after the lifting of Govardhana. And I will base my presentation of what happened after the lifting on Ananda Vrindavan Shampoo by Kavi Karna Pura. It's a follower of Lord Chaitanya, that the son of Sevananda Sena, a disciple a follower of Lord Chaitanya, one of the associates of Lord Chaitanya. But Krishna one day was herding the cows, and they came back from the pasture grounds with all the covered boys and the calves and the cows. Nanda Maharaj says 900,000 cows, a lot of cows to herd. So there were many cowboys, and they arrived back in Vrindavan village at Govardhana, and they saw that all the Vrajavasis were very busy preparing for something, especially some Brahmins, that the same Brahmins as described in chapter 22 of this 10th canto, the wives of the ritualistic Brahmins. They were expert in rituals, in sacrifices, and they were preparing for the Indra Jagya. So at that time, how old was Krishna? Someone knows? 7 years old. But the Vrajavasis, they did this Indra Jagya every year. So it was not the first time Krishna saw this. But this time he would inquire from his father. And he asked his father, why this sacrifice? What's the purpose of this sacrifice? What is the devata to be worshipped? And what do you want to gain from that sacrifice? Why do you do it? Is performing this sacrifice, is it a scriptural injunction? Is it in the scriptures? Or is it just a custom that... So please, my father, that I don't know, so please explain me. So Krishna knows everything, but he says to his father, I don't know. That, and he spoke very sweet to his father. His father, Nanda Maharaj, was thinking, oh, that it's such a young boy. How can he understand something about Vedic sacrifices? That he was contemplating a bit. He didn't reply immediately. That, but then Krishna said, yeah, but my dear father, you are a saintly person. You are equal to everyone, and you are the friend of everyone. That so you should not have secrets. Keep these secrets. That if you think I can understand it, please explain it. And Nanda Maharaj was thinking, oh, that Garga Muni has said about Krishna. This Krishna is equal to Narayan. And you should very nicely take care of him. He's empowered as Narayan, as Lord Vishnu. And then he was thinking, but Krishna has killed all these demons already. He was 7 years old, he killed already many demons. The Bakasura, Agasura, that so many, Trinavarta, that so I was thinking, maybe I should reply. He will be able to understand it. That and Nanda Maharaj started to reply and said, yes, every year we are doing this sacrifice. We are doing this sacrifice for pleasing the rain god, Indra. Because of him we have rains. And because it's raining, the grass grows for the cows, we get rains, that everything we need. Therefore, it is our duty to worship this Indra every year and satisfy him so that he gives rain, so that we can flourish. That we are doing that for many generations, so we will continue to do it. But then Krishna replied and he said, why you are worshipping Indra? Because he must supply rain, because everyone must get one's reactions according to one's karma. According to one's karma, pious or impious, the Indra must give the reactions that everyone is under karma. Indra is also under the law of karma, so he must give rain if someone is pious. So whether you worship this Indra or not, is under the laws of karma. He must give rain. So why should you worship him? And then Krishna said, yes, this Indra, he even is not doing that very well. He doesn't know how to distribute rain. It gives also rain to the ocean where it's not needed. And this Indra, has he ever appeared before you in a sacrifice? Did you ever see him? No. And it's not really Indra that makes it rain. Why do the clouds rain? Krishna said. The clouds give rain because of the influence of the modes of nature. That goodness, passion, ignorance. It's by the mode of passion that the clouds give rain. So what has Indra to do with it? So Krishna wanted to make Indra very angry. And he spoke this karma mimamsa philosophy, which is atheistic. Because Krishna said, and if there is a God, he says, is also under the law of karma. So, of course, that Krishna was with the Vrajavasis, and the Vrajavasis are his eternal associates. They love him in friendship, parental love, conjugal love. He didn't want to disturb their relationship by telling them that he is God. Therefore, he spoke this false philosophy, karma mimamsa. But then, after speaking this, his father said, then Krishna said, before his father replied, Krishna said that we should worship Govardhana instead. Because we are Vaishyas. Vaishyas do Kshiri, Goraksha, Vanyam, agriculture, cow protection, and trade. And then he said, we are specifically doing this cow protection. And so we should worship the Brahmins and the cows. We should worship the Brahmins and the cows. And we should worship Govardhana, because Govardhana gives fresh water and grass for the cows, everything the cows need. So our livelihood depends on the cows. We should worship what gives us real benefit. Therefore, we should worship Govardhana instead. But his father, Nanda Baba, said, well, Krishna said at the end, because he spoke very sweet, Father, if you think it's all right, please let us perform this worship of Govardhana. And Nanda Maharaj said that, well, let us do both. Let us do the Indra Jakya, the sacrifice for Indra, and let us do also make a separate Jakya for Govardhana. But Krishna replied that better it takes a lot of time and energy to get all this paraphernalia together. Why not use everything you have already prepared for the worship of Indra? Let us instead use that for the worship of Govardhana. And Krishna said, by that you reject the false tradition, which is according to custom, but not according to the scriptures. And we do a worship for something that will give us great benefit. And Nanda Maharaj and the coward boy said, okay, let's do that. Because the Brajavasis, they only want to please Krishna. What Krishna pleases, they want to do. They were not interested in hearing this philosophy. They just wanted to please Krishna. So, and then I will read from, mention a few points from Ananda Vrindavan Champu, from Kavikarna Puri. Okay. So he says this Indra Jahya to his father, it doesn't mean anything to us. That did we have in the present and in the past any certainty about a successful grain harvest in our village? No. We are forest dwellers. We are dwelling in the forest. We are wandering in the woods, on the hills. We never stay in one place. Why should we perform this Indra Jahya? It's not based on scriptural injunctions. It said, oh, Father, you are peaceful. And you are respected by everyone. You should have faith in my words, Krishna says. Because if you have faith in my words, it will remove all danger. Krishna's words are in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, if you follow my instructions, it will save you from the greatest danger. So yes. And then Krishna started to explain how to do this Govardhana Jahya, this worship of Govardhana. He said, and he gives instructions what to offer to Govardhana. Very instructive. If we want to please Krishna, it's good to know what he wants to eat. And he's explaining here in great details. He said, you collect pots full of milk and you make first-class milk sweets like sweet rice. You cook many tasty foods and many fancy cakes, many varieties of cakes that bring leaf bowls, pots full of ghee, honey, and nectar drinks. Then we have offered just many nectar drinks to Govardhana. And prepare an ocean of yogurt, an ocean, Krishna says, an ocean of buttermilk and fresh butter. Build a mountain of rock candy. That's a kind of sugar, candy sugar, a rock mountain. And cover all directions with abundance of Shikarini rasal. Shikarini rasal are all kinds of milk sweets. So, and then he said, then you have to invite also the Brahmins. You have to please the Brahmins. It's going to say how they should please the Brahmins. It's an important instruction. I was traveling for many years with Prahlad Nanda Maharaj, and sometimes he would give second initiation and would say to the second initiates, now you have a new service. You have to eat on behalf of Vishnu. So that's a new service. And Krishna considers that here. He says, send messengers to invite the Brahmins. You feed them sumptuously until they laugh and their faces beam with brilliant garlands of their blissful smiles. Until they smile. Okay. At that moment, the Brahmins will consider that the heavenly storehouses of nectar are totally insignificant. Then call the priest to conduct the fire sacrifice for that and distribute cows in charity to the Brahmins. Those among you who are simple-hearted should just try to feed the Brahmins. And then you should make an anakuta. Anakuta is a hill of food with thick dyes, varieties of aromatic vegetables, different substances, and very palatable sweet cakes surrounded by pools of unlimited sweet rice. So cakes and sweet rice. Then worship Govardhana hill with proper articles such as padya. So after feeding the Brahmins, after feeding the Brahmins, you should give food to everyone, include such fallen souls as dogs and dog eaters. You saturate the directions with the sweet music of berries, resonant conches, tumultuous kettle drums are all instruments and various instruments. So do kirtan. So he said you should even feed the dogs because nobody should be included of the sacrifice of the worship of Govardhana. Everyone should participate. Then the Brahmins will start the jagya, the offering. And the entire horizon will be surcharged with all three auspicious sounds. Then according to Shastric injunction, you should circumambulate Kiraj to conclude the worship. At the end we have to go around, circumambulate. So Maharaj Nanda instructed the Brahmins to follow all this. It is Nanda Maharaj. It said he initiated the puja by respecting offering padya water to wash Giraj's feet, and he made the Anakuta hill to complete with powerful peaks of food. It is said, due to its covering of ghee, the Anakuta mountain looked like golden, like the golden Mount Kailash, shimmering under a cover of rain. Different kinds of fruits and flowers decorated the edges, like here. How many? the fruits will come. So when Maharaj saw the opulence of the Anakut spreading its sweet aroma of cloves, camphor, cardamom in all directions, he felt that this was fitting honor to Kiraj, the king of all mountains. But suddenly, the playful, fun-loving, indomitable Krishna assumed a huge unpresented form and stood on top of Govardhan. He did this to anger Indra and instill faith in the coward man. So it said Krishna took the form of Govardhan. It was like a second mountain on top of Govardhan. But he was still, that was his expansion. He was still there as a coward boy offering his obeisances. So it is said he did that to make Indra very angry and to instill faith in the coward boy man that the worship of Govardhan was that Govardhan would accept all their offerings. Yeah. So when they saw this big form, all the coward boys, Vajravasis, offered obeisances to Govardhan with their hands, palms above their head, Namo, Namo, Namo. And they were overwhelmed with affection and they danced ecstatically. So yes, so there was kirtan, so many things, because this is a long a long story. But then we know Govardhan accepted all their food, all the offerings, ate them, and then he said, Aniyor, Aniyor, give me more. But there was nothing anymore. And all the devotees were thinking what to do. But there was one devotee with a good idea, and he offered Govardhan a tulsi leaf, and then he was satisfied. And then they started to circumambulate the hill. And Nanda Maharaj said to the Brahmins, please circumambulate the hills. But then some Brahmins said, no, we won't do that. We like more to give just blessings, stand somewhere and give blessings. That's the nectar of devotion as an example how you can use laziness in devotional service. They all blissfully went around Govardhan. It was a great festival. But in meanwhile, the demigod Indra, he got a headache. He felt ignored by everyone, forgotten by the Vajravasis. So he became angry. He became angry and he wanted to get relief. He wanted to take revenge by employing these excessive rains. And Indra said, just see how surprising it is. The intelligence of this coward man is just like the animals they tend. They stopped my puja just by hearing a few words from a mere child. So I was thinking Krishna is an ordinary person, a child. Just by hearing a child. Although many goddesses of learning are praising me, these offensive coward boys did not think twice about giving up my worship. Have they been taken over by false pride? O virtuous coward man, now you act deviously without any fear of anyone. Well, I see how long it lasts. It calls Krishna a foolish, talkative child who offended me. Even though you claim he satisfies your desires and gives you a long, prosperous life, you will see if he is really your ever well-wisher. So Indra considered for a moment how to retaliate, and angry Indra released the powerful clouds of universal destruction, the Samvartaka clouds. Samvartaka clouds, they are normally used at the end of the creation when the destruction is there, and they are meant to give rain for 100 years to inundate the whole universe. And he ordered them to go to Vrindavan. But of course, Indra was the boss, but they were very reluctantly to go. But anyway, they went. So the cloud said, we are your servants and always ready to execute your order. And Indra wanted to encourage them. He glanced over the clouds with affection, and he addressed them, oh, my playful, speedy clouds, how my speedy clouds, who are famous throughout the world for distributing profuse rain. Your pride in your power fills me with strength. Now make me successful by carrying out my orders. But then further, these clouds come and they start to give devastating rains. And all the coward boys, they were in anxiety. And they take shelter of Krishna. And they called out to Krishna, oh Krishna, save the cows, save the cows, save the cows. And while you're saving the cows, save also us. Just first the cows. So at that time, and that's the verse of today, Krishna picked up Govardhana with his left hand. Not just like a child holds a mushroom, or an elephant uses to lift a clump of grass. So this is described here in Ananda Vrindavan Shampoo. Many loud sounds echoed in all directions when the mountain rose into the air. The echoes sounded like a bunch of rowdy children yelling within its many caves. The lifting of Govardhana hill produced an angry, loud noise that crushed the pride of the elephants guarding the 8 directions. That furious sound roamed around and around within the covering of the universe. The sound had enough intelligence to win a wager, and whether it could break the long meditation of Brahma on Brahmaloka. The sound dared to interrupt the uproarious Madhvika wine-drinking festival of old ladies on Pataloka. On Pataloka is one of the lower planets. Yeah, the festival of old ladies drinking Madhvika wine. They have all their festivals there, but their festival was disturbed just by the echoes that So yes, so the flowers falling from the trees appears to be the form of Giriraj's ecstatic laughter. So at that moment, Krishna said, all the residents, please come in with your cows, everything, come under. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid that the hill will fall. Then that, but interesting. But when he lifted the hill, there were chunks of earth at the side who fell down, and it formed dikes, so that all the water that came down, that it would not go under the hill. A perfect dike around that. And then all these Prajavatis, they were under the hill with Krishna, 7 days ecstatically looking at it. And here are a few things that happened, just a few things. So many ecstatic pastimes ascribed here, but of course Mother Yasoda was there, and she saw her son. And she said to her son, "Oh, my darling child, you always act impudently due to your force of your uncontrolled senses. Because your senses are uncontrolled, you have stopped this Indrajahya, which we have done for many years. And we were living peacefully, but by your uncontrolled senses, you stopped it, Jahya." So, although Krishna's body is inexhaustible and blissful, Mother Yasoda thought is for many days now is holding this hill. Is overworking himself. So she expressed her motherly affection, and she lovingly touched this lotus hand that held the hill. While doing this, she said, "How can your hand, which is as pure and soft as fresh butter, bear the heavy weight of the mountain without any other help to support?" And she prayed to Giriraj, "Giriraj, please be compassionate, give me a boon. If you are actually some worshipful God, then do something to become so soft and lightweighted so that Krishna will not feel the distress. That all my son's actions are in accordance with the instructions of Shastra and saintly person." Then Madhumangal said, "Mother, do not speak like this. How can you say that Krishna is in distress? Listen, what good has angry Indra done for us? That he brutally stacked us with dense dark clouds. He called all these clouds, and he tries to kill us. Now just appreciate the dazzling sweetness that Krishna is manifested in his pastime of lifting Govardhana. Has Indra not become angry? Then we would not have the chance to relish this nectar through our eyes. Mother Yasoda said to Mother Mangala, "O bold one, holding a heavy load over the head can never be a show of sweetness. Lifting the enormous weight of Giriraj will cause one to become distressed and disabled. Just see the locks of curly hair on Krishna's forehead are wet from perspiration. His face has dried out and become pale like a lotus, wetted by snow. His hands and feet have a ruddy color. How can a mother's heart, O Shiva, tolerate such hardship?" Krishna said, "Mother, there cannot be anything more fun than this. Yeah, why are you worried about me for nothing? Just see, the great mountain Govardhana is floating on its own in the open sky. I told you before that this body of mine is but an instrument of his will. Yasoda replied, my dear son, that may be true, but how can you not be tired after standing here for so long and holding that mountain which you raised, with your raised arm, O intelligent one? I will believe that what you said if Govardhan gives up the joyful association of your lotus hand and then flies around the sky playing on his own. But the Mangal said, O Queen of Vrindavan, don't you know that this great mountain is sitting on the lotus hand of Krishna by the strength of my mantras and my special power? Therefore, my friend is not feeling any pain from holding Giriraj. This is natural because everyone is favorably disposed toward the Lord of their hearts. Mother Yasoda said, O impudent one, what kind of nonsense are you speaking? I'm burning in anxiety over my son, his tendency to act independently without caring for any good instructions. And now you come here, make jokes, and laugh about it? Nanda Maharaj intervened. Nanda Maharaj and said, why are you scolding Mother Mangal? In this world, a person who is expert in diplomacy will use very affectionate words to encourage one in such a trying situation. So understand the need of the time. So Mother Mangal spoke appropriately. Besides that, our dear son very much appreciates the words of Mother Mangal. So many things happen under this Govardhana hill. It is said in the Bhagavatam, it is said that also it was like a cave decorated with jewels. It was very beautiful inside. It is said that at one time, Krishna, he was lifting the hill, and the gopis were looking at him. He was looking at the gopis, and Balaram noticed that, and Krishna felt shy because he knew that Balaram must have noted that I looked at the breast of the gopis, and so he was a little shivering and the whole. But many of the elder Kaur boys, the senior ones, they were holding sticks under Govardhana. They were thinking it's by our sticks that Govardhana is staying in place. So they were convinced, but Krishna broke their conviction, because at a certain moment he moved Govardhana a bit and their sticks started to crack. But for 7 days, it was an ecstatic experience for the Vrajavasis, most sweet, because the gopis normally, they could never look to Krishna. Socially, that's unheard. A young girl looking at a boy, that therefore, when Krishna was leaving for the forest, the gopis followed Krishna in the bushes, and they were looking at Krishna from the left corner of their eyes. They would never look directly to him. Of course, today, that's other thing. But there they could gaze to Krishna for 7 days. It was a great festival underneath the hill. But then after 7 days of rain, because Govardhana also, if you see Govardhana, it is said one might be concerned that Govardhana was suffering from all these rains. But here in Ananda Vrindavan Shampoo, it's meant that if you went on top of Govardhana, on the hill at the outside, there was just some mists, but no rain. That Krishna stopped the rain. That it was going out the side. That, but then King Indra understood. I made a great offense, and he stopped the rains. And after 7 days, Krishna said, "Yes, you please." He asked the Brajavasis, "You can all leave now the hill. I will wait till everyone is gone." Mother Mangal said, "Yes, we will leave. After you, Krishna, you go first." Krishna left the last, and he put Kiraj exactly in a position where it was before. So this is the beautiful pastime of the lifting of Kiraj. What lesson can we learn from that? Don't worship demigods, respect demigods. We should worship Krishna. And Krishna is Govardhana. And Krishna initiated this festival for us. Since that day, that year, every year, this festival was held. And we are continuing that tradition. Krishna said in the Bhagavatam that I took the form of Govardhana, but our acharyas comment, Krishna will also take the form of a snake around Govardhana and bite those who are not celebrating this festival. So it's a must for all the devotees to celebrate this blissful festival. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Kiraj Maharaj ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Good.